Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome to Let's Try Terrian Saga KR-17. So, let's just hop in. I've played a little bit of this just so, I don't get stuck on anything, and I'm glad I did, because I did actually get stuck on a couple of things.
Is that really like the sort of torpedo head with the bomb, with the little arm things on it?
It's a bullet bill. It's just flat out a bullet bill. Okay, so there are 3 difficulty levels, but as far as I can tell, it really doesn't change much apart from how much damage you take. So we're just going to be playing on medium. I can play on hard, but realistically it just might mean we die a couple of times. But it doesn't increase the difficulty of the... Here, I'm just going to skip past the plot. The plot is just like, there's a war...
But there's an empire!
There are robots. I'm mostly just showing off the cutscenes graphics. That robot looks really doofy. So do these. Speaking of, these doofy robots are the, one of them is the main character. But I'm skipping past this because it actually takes a little while to get through. Yeah, something was wrong with his visor and he blew up. Sort of.
Well, maybe he become sentient?
I think they're all semi-sentient. Yeah, you can see with his visor on. Anyway, I'm trying to skip past the plot, because plot is really not a major part of this game. As in, that was the only plot that you ever run into, as far as I can tell. Otherwise, it is a platformer.
I don't know, I think story's important.
I guess story is important, but when it comes down to it, it's one of those where you see the, initial cutscenes, and then apart from that, it's just shooting stuff. I also remember our, I guess, unreleased review of, what was it called? 3 Dead Z.
These sound like the old explosion sounds that you get with Atari games.
NES, SNES. That is what this game is modeled after, and that is what this game is an homage to. They did a very good job of capturing the nostalgia. There are a couple of design choices that I would argue with, but otherwise it's not bad, actually. It reminds me of Commander Keen, a little bit of Megaman, though I don't think it's quite got the pedigree. Well, I guess pedigree isn't the right word so much as, it doesn't quite capture the true feeling of Mega Man, but otherwise it's actually pretty good.
You know those games where your character is crystal clear, but everything blurs as soon as you move?
Yeah.
I'm sort of getting that with this game. From this one?
Now, here's kind of one of the things that I get grumpy about. So when I say it doesn't quite have the same pedigree as Mega Man, you're supposed to do this whole puzzle over on the right side to get this platform to move left and right. I actually found it was easier to not do the puzzle at all, keep the platform stationary, and just leave. And yes, there are these gear things to collect, but as far as I can tell, there's no upgrade system. So apart from being ridiculous
you got blown up.
Yep. Apart from being, ridiculous and going out of your way to get everything, by the way, the manual checkpoint system confuses me. Kind of makes sense, but it's kind of annoying at the same time. But apart from, going out of your way to get everything...
So you jump on that.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only time you can ever double jump. Now, here's the reason why I wanted to do this. Oh, right. Let's use the save shrine. So, first off, the controls. Almost every button shoots. Apparently left bumper and B, or left trigger and B, fire the grenades. Oh, interesting. Left bumper is the use button. You can also press down to use. Otherwise, X is shoot, A is jump, Y is fire the missile out. Oh, that's bad. So if you notice, while I'm controlling the missile, I'm flying up with the jetpack, which we just picked up. That is actually a problem with the game. But anyway, so as I was going to say, this is the reason why I wanted to test this beforehand. So you can't, using the jetpack, I can't press left without immediately going down. And the moment I touch one of those laser things, I die, which is pretty bad. And so I was trying to
Do you have unlimited use of your...
Yeah, jetpack is unlimited use, so I can fly around as much as I want now. At least for this little section, which I'll show off in a little bit.
Oh,
but do you see how much of a pain in the butt that is? But since you can also move around with the right stick or the D-pad, you can actually press up with the D-pad and then left and right with the other one with any of the other sticks and actually get full control. But if you ask me, this is
Oh, how did you get that?
Because I'm mostly trying to talk and explain. Also, it blends in with the background, so I can't see the edges very well, especially while moving. But it's, I don't know, just a couple of design choices slash, control schemas in this game annoy me. Also, no more jetpack. It's been taken away from us.
Oh.
Yep. Ain't that big of a deal. So, when I was talking about the difficulty, this game is really not that hard. It's pretty simple. Oh, right. There are a couple of circumstances where you have to use him, but largely it's you, for some reason, just sacrifice your explosive
what about
ally.
the thing up in the corner?
Points. It's just more of those gear things.
A forest?
Yep. We're actually making pretty good time with this one.
It looks like a little roller coaster track.
Yeah. So, as I've kind of been saying, also this sequence is kind of stupid. It's just like, here's how you open doors. Thank you. Like, I couldn't have figured that out on my own. Yeah, so the music is perfect for the style they're trying to go for. Really, everything they've done is perfect for the good old days of, like, NES, SNES platformers. Not quite as... I don't know, I guess when I was really young, and you really didn't do a whole lot of this, but my parents didn't feel like buying me many video games. Go figure. And let's use this lift. And so what we did instead was got a butt-ton of, like, shareware DOS games that were essentially demos, but more or less every single game that I played when I was a kid is exactly like this game. And so, if you grew up with a lot of old games like Commander Keen, this is going to be actually kind of fun. It definitely reminds me of my childhood in a lot of ways. Also, this is how you get your weapon ability back. Oh,
see,
load these things up.
I sort of went through this... We had the Atari, or like the 70s version, and then we got a Nintendo 64 and Game Boy, along with, I think we had gotten a PC a couple years prior. So it was one of those things where I suppose I was never really used to this kind of platformer 2D game.
Yeah. Whereas this is, I mean, I haven't even shown you Commander Keen yet, but that was my childhood. I played.
I thought you did show me Commander Keen a little.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe like the first one. Honestly, don't remember.
Was it Doom style?
No. No, it's a 2D platformer a lot like this.
It is a platformer?
Yeah,
Okay.
the graphics were a little bit higher fidelity, but I mean, that's what you get when you're going with a game that was made by, probably 20 people as opposed to 3 or 4. I actually have no idea who made this and how many of them made it. And honestly, now that I'm playing it the second time around and didn't get stuck on that jetpack section for 10 minutes, seriously, while you were making lunch, I was just sitting there raging at how the jetpack mechanics worked. It was not a fun experience.
Whoa.
Now, here's another complaint. This box moves independently of me.
Oh, so you don't sit on it.
Yeah, I don't sit on it.
You have to move along with it.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is...
Oh no, you're being harmed.
Yep. It's not a big deal, though, because every time you switch levels, you get all of your health and ammo back. Oh,
that's good.
Here's another circumstance that annoyed me more than a little bit.
Why did you jump into that rocket?
Because there's a dude on the platform. So, see that, like, little bit of water?
Is there a little health back there?
Yeah,
you could have grabbed?
That's okay. I'll get a healing thing soon enough. But that little bit of water is enough to murder my face. Like, if I just...
Kill you instantly.
Yeah, if I set foot in there, I die instantaneously. Very fun.
What's that eye?
It's a type of enemy. I'm gonna try and blow it up. There we go. Notice when it blows up, it fires off stuff like that. Not exactly easy to dodge, especially when you're close up to it. See? Got another health. No big deal. And...
Ouch, its shell harmed you. That's interesting.
It does retaliatory strikes, which is kind of clever as far as an enemy design, because most of them are not threatening. Most of them are almost traps. Like these little yellow guys, they're more of just like a random impediment. Or, I mean, the eyeball. The eyeball is a trap more than an enemy, because it doesn't attack me normally. It's just in the way.
I think they make cute little noises when they die.
No. The music, the sound effects were done very well. Also, this part was kind of annoying, because... See how the woodwork that we're standing on kind of blends in with the top, especially with the user interface? Mm-hmm. So, anytime that I make this jump, I actually forget that this thing is here, mash my head into it, and fall into the water immediately below, which is kind of pissant.
Well, you jumped into that one.
Like I said, most of the enemies are traps. Forgot to use the save shrine, come to think of it, or save thing. Or maybe I did. I don't know, either way. Wow, we're making really good time. So, I think this is probably going to be the last level we do. Oh. There's one of the bunny robots from that.
A bunny robot?
Yeah, there's also a bird
Gosh.
robot. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage. It doesn't matter that much. Because although there isn't much of a checkpoint system, you have unlimited lives, and there are enough checkpoints that you can generally make it past everything without a heck of a lot of issue. Also, enemies give you health left and right. So, realistically, not that bad. So...
one of the revolving,
Yeah, can't kill that thing. Yeah, there are the occasional invincible enemy or, like, weird part, but for the most part, you can just kill everything.
You're not harmed by fire, are you?
No.
That's good.
So all that, like, fire from when things explode does not harm me in the slightest. I assume if I'm, like, directly next to it. No! I don't take any damage for even that. Well then. That's convenient enough. So here's one of the other design choices that does frustrate me, even though it totally makes sense from the context of this game. See these red switches?
Yeah.
You have to find all 9 of them just to leave the level. Even though I could find the exit without finding and hitting all of the red switches, it just extends the level and forces you to
Well,
have
it
to go
forces
everywhere.
you to go to every part of it.
Which kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it seems meaningless to do the whole... You have to... Oops. You have to do...
Well, it's sort of like in any other... I mean, I don't know if I'd compare it to a collectathon game from the Nintendo 64 days, but, you know, having to collect enough of an item in an area to get to the next area, it just made sense back then.
I guess. Oh, that reminds me of actually the other game comparison I was going to make with this game. Except for the Megaman style of, like, shooting... Actually, no. You know what? This game reminds me very heavily of the old Duke Nukem 2D games.
Do I find, I think it was a good choice that they made him on rollers.
It does definitely make it easier to do a walk cycle.
Well, right, because you just have the treads rolling a little.
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't really thinking of that. Originally, I was complaining about his design, but looking at it, actually kind of makes sense. It definitely cuts down on the animation, because, I mean, this just moves the thing back and forth. There's almost no actual effort needed, but it doesn't
He does
look
lean
lazy.
forward when you're going faster, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't take any animation either. I do like the fact that the lighting on him changes slightly as he moves. That's actually a nice touch. At first glance, I was kind of grumpy about this game, and now that I'm doing it, it's not so
Birds!
bad. Boids.
Hey, haven't we found just flocks of birds flying around in other games that we played? They're just like, birds.
Yep.
Oh.
So, once you actually know how to use the jetpack, as in you hold up with the right stick, and
Pretty much
move
you
around with
just
the other
make
one.
sure that you slide along the wall.
Yep. Actually becomes wicked easy.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I really like the skyboxes in this game. Too bad they almost never show them to you. I'm trying to go up. Huh. I can just leave the level, can't I? Yep. That's different.
Wait, so you could keep going if you really wanted to, or does it cut off your engines and you have to...
It might cap out, or there's probably an invisible wall up there, but it's not the kind of thing I'm down for checking.
Yeah.
If only because I really would rather, waste time in this review actually doing game-related things as opposed to just being like, I wonder if they put an invisible wall up here. Or if they totally forgot and made it hilarious. So, I guess the only complaint I have with a level like this is... let's see, here it is. So, some of these are hidden really high up in the tree. It actually took me a couple of minutes just to find them. Just because I was like, okay,
Sometimes I look at the architecture of the level and I think we're gonna smash into something.
Nope. Also, these birds are a pain in the ass. I guess... can I? Yeah, I probably can. So, one other thing I haven't shown is, look at the top right. See how we have this, which is the bomb.
Oh, so you could actually select
this, which is the flamethrower. This, which is some kind of, like, mine. And this, which is also some kind of mine. Which, I think I can pick that one back up for points. But for the most part, you really only want to use the bomb. All the other ones are kind of useless, but the flamethrower is kind of good for taking out the birds.
Flavor.
Yeah. No, it's actually nice. I'm just surprised they don't give these to you after fighting a boss. But as far as I can tell, I mean, for what little I've played of this game, aka a little bit farther than this, there really isn't a whole lot of boss fighting. Okay, now if you notice we're at 8 out of 9. Mm-hmm. I have to go find a switch that I missed. Oh.
You already got that one.
Nope, damn it. So this is kind of my problem. I've already...
Oh, hey.
There we go. Yep, I've already done this, but I do not remember where half of the things are. And honestly, from, like, even down here, I would not have seen this if I weren't just flying around, which is kind of annoying because everything's just hidden in the trees. I do like it that it shows me where the exit is. That's a nice touch. So, I think this is actually as far as I've gotten. Oh, right. I have the jetpack at this point. So, regardless of all the platforming, at this point now it's just fly around, dodge enemies instead. Which is... I mean, from a platforming perspective, I'd argue that a jetpack is a bad move.
Just that's one thing that's nice.
Yeah?
The fact that your enemies actually leave their corpses permanently.
Yeah. That they don't just immediately disappear. I actually am pretty appreciative of that. I actually like some of the enemy designs. I think I said this, but I'm going to reiterate it. If I had played this back when I was 10, this would have been probably one of the best games in my library. I mean, that does kind of... Ow. That does kind of go from the perspective of... Oh, shoot. There's invisible walls galore. Let's see if I can... I'm going to take some damage here. Whatever. Hopefully I can find a save shrine. Right, I remember quitting because you were ready with food, and I died right there. Oh, right. So.
Electric.
Yep. So, I did actually make it farther, come to think of it. I made it this far. Let's just survive past it. Because, yeah, there's the purple key here.
Whoa.
But also, since there are no red switches, I can just bypass the entire level, because why not? Jetpacks.
You have 13 in this one.
Yep. Yeah, some of the levels are wicked short. Some of them, not so much so. Stupid birds. So, realistically, it's going to be a bit of an inconsistent experience, and at this point, this is completely uncharted territory. But I have to say, I'm still pretty appreciative. Oh, shoot, we're missing a key. And now we're trapped. Oh, apparently there's just nothing down there. Well, where the heck is the blue key, then? This is why I wanted to pre-film it, so I wasn't lost in the level.
What are those little alien things up there?
They're a type of enemy. I killed I think one or two of them earlier, because they're in the way. They're definitely one of the lazier enemies, as in, they're just a pizza slice with tentacles. Oh, I see where I'm supposed to go from here. I'm supposed to go through the tube. Because that makes sense.
Oh, that's a tunnel!
Yeah. I don't know why that didn't occur to me immediately, but, it didn't.
Well, it obscures her character when you're using it, so...
Why did I go stand here? Yep, there we go. And I can't get through this door either. Well then.
Go down?
Oh, hey. Over here. I don't know
that's the
why.
thing. Some of the walls confuse me, as I said.
Oh, whoops. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Not a big deal. Let's kill all these aliens. And they're actually robots. They just look like aliens. Don't question it. It makes sense, right? Ow.
Ow.
So, at this point, I think I've said pretty much all there is to really say about this game. I mean, the music is great. The art captures the SNES era almost perfectly. Huh. Interesting. Oh.
Looks like you don't have to move with that one.
Is my jetpack gone? Yeah, my jetpack is gone. Why did my jetpack go away? Did that happen recently, or am I just in...
You can only use it in a certain area.
I don't know. Confuses me. Either way, but... Oh, neat.
Power.
Yeah, as I've been saying, if you really liked... Oh, shit! If you really liked Commander... Oh, balls. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
You missed the,
Save shrine. I also missed the red switch. But I wanted to get over for the save thing. I think we're safe here, actually, confusingly enough. Guess the lasers only come once, which is actually kind of convenient. I'd hate to get locked out of a level, just because I, screwed up in one section. Oh! Oh,
it's like you're playing jump rope.
I don't know. KR-17. Better than I initially thought, and that's the story I'm going to stick to. I don't entirely know how to get... Oh, apparently I have the red key now. But, so...
I'd be intrigued in seeing if there are boss battles and the like.
I would be too. We're 20 minutes in and we haven't found one yet, which is usually pretty indicative of, no, it's just a simple platformer.
Well, it could be like one of those things where you do several levels in an area, like, you know, Kirby. You do several levels in an area, and then it's like, here is the forest boss.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting. I don't know, I just think boss battles are nice. It's like that
Well,
final accomplishment.
Why don't we leave that for people to find out on their own, though? Just cuz. And if there is one, I'll report back, but right now, I'm not making any promises that there are, and I'd have to ask the developers, because we're pretty far in, honestly, and I have yet to see a boss battle. So that's usually a pretty good indication that there isn't going to be one. And now I'm lost, apparently. Yeah, the music is really good. The art is good. Gameplay is good for the era. If you were never much of a fan of those old games,
Some of the
not.
graphics hurt my eyes a little, especially when moving.
That's a relief. Yeah, well, that's what you get with certain types of retro-style games. Oh, right. This laser is painful. All of these things are painful. Where's the... Oh, well, I guess I have to go up here anyway. Everything exploded. So...
And so did you.
I think that's a great spot yet. So there are no extra lives, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. So you have unlimited continues.
Oh, really? So what are the green chips versus the red chips?
Green chips? That's
chips.
a key.
Oh, keys. See,
Yeah,
that's what you've been collecting.
Yeah,
Card keys.
Those let me get through. So the red ones are my health, the yellow ones are my weapon power. So I can, like, explode everything with this guy, because it makes it easier.
Does that regenerate over time, or do you have to pick up stuff?
I have to pick up stuff, but it's not very hard to pick up more. Also, you see those two things over there? Here. I'm trying to end this review, but I keep running into things that I should probably mention. Hype. So these things over here will give me yellow stuff back. Not health, though. Health you can only get from enemies.
Oh, so it's like Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, where you can get your shields and your ammo back at little stations every once in a while.
Yep.
Whoa.
Everything explodes. So, this has been the Wanderbots playing KR-17. It's good if you like retro platformers. It's good if you like other kinds of games too. In kind of the platformer genre. But if you grew up in the 90s and played a lot of SNES games, then this is probably going to be pretty enjoyable for you. So, we will see you guys on the next review. And as always, I got a jetpack, see you guys. Shit, apparently there's like nothing to do here. Why? Why? See you guys next time.